Hey guys, my name is Josh Holcomb and I'm here on board the beautiful Allure of the Seas with the cruise director Jimmy Rhodes, who has offered an interview to us to answer a little bit of information about life on board a cruise ship and just some different questions that I have for him. So Jimmy, welcome, thanks for showing up for us.
Hey, thanks so much, Josh. It's good to be here. I'm glad you're here on board as well. So.
Yeah, we really have had a great time on board the Allure of the Seas. It's a fabulous ship, and Jimmy and his team really does a phenomenal job at entertaining everybody on board. So I prepared a list of questions for him, and I think I'm going to ask him now.
Yeah, no, let's do it.
All right, so first question I have for you, Mr. Rhodes, is how long have you been with Royal Caribbean?
How long I've been with Royal Caribbean? I've been here now for 18 years. January 22nd of 2000 is when I first joined Royal Caribbean, and now, so yeah, 18 years.
Very good, very good. And is this the only cruise line that you've worked on? You don't have to name any of the others.
No, I've only been loyal to Royal Caribbean. I've only worked for Royal Caribbean for the last 18 years. No other cruise line.
Very good, very good.
18
years. So how does it feel? Is the job still the same after 18 years? Do you still find the same excitement? And
well, I haven't done this position for the last 18 years. The energy and spirit of Royal Caribbean has definitely been there for the last 18 years that I saw 18 years ago on my first cruise ship. But the job has definitely changed and evolved over the last couple of years, especially since I've been in it for the last 14 years as cruise director.
Very good, yeah. I really, guys, I do want to be a cruise director one day, so it is really insightful information to get to have a chance to sit down with him. Right. So my next question is, what was your first job at Royal Caribbean, and how long did it take you before you moved up to cruise director?
All right, great. So my first job at Royal Caribbean International was I was in the production cast, actually. I was a Royal Caribbean dancer for 4 years with Royal Caribbean, did many ships in the fleet, did a couple of takeouts, which is the first time a ship is introduced into the public.
Right.
And then after that, I stopped dancing and I went to cruise director staff for 3 months, which is what my immediate staff does, the trivias, the game shows, the bingos. And then I was bored. I wrote an email to Shoreside, and then they made me the assistant cruise director, which is I was in charge of my own small little team, in charge of all the activities on board, and then right into cruise director right after that. So,
very good, very good.
So I kind of came up from the bottom to the top.
Is it that easy, to move up? What is sort of the move up process? Like, do you just kind of send an email and then boom, you're...
No, I don't think you... Well, for me, I was quite lucky, but also too, I had a lot of people watching me at the same time. So we had people coming on from Shoreside to see me host different activities and things of that nature to see if I really had what it took or had what I was telling them. But the process is that we want you to start pretty much at the bottom so you can understand what your team goes through on a daily basis. And so I was crew staff, really understanding the activity program, being engaged in it, being a host. That's where you hone in on your hosting skills, because you're hosting every day.
Right.
Then as activities manager, I was managing that team and making sure that there was an activities program for our guests to participate in. So you got to have a working knowledge of how that kind of operates and how you're going to deliver that product. And then they start grooming you to be a cruise director. Mm-hmm. So I wish it was that easy and that simple for you, Josh, or I know someone who wants to be a cruise director, to send an email. But you need to have a real, I guess, well-rounded view of what your guests are going to be experiencing.
Absolutely.
And how it is going to be managing the team. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. So how does it feel? You're the cruise director on the second largest cruise ship in the world currently. Yeah. How does that feel for you?
Rock star.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Honestly,
I can tell you look like one.
I appreciate that. Yeah. I honestly feel like I'm a rock star. I get to make a difference in everyone's vacation every day. Mm-hmm. And yes, I'm on one of the world's largest cruise ships, and I have all the bells and whistles to help me do that, to ensure that our guests have a good time. But it feels pretty awesome to tell people that you're on the largest cruise ship, or one of the largest cruise ships in the world. Like the energy that comes from that, and the power people think you have when you're on the largest cruise ship in the world. It's pretty rock star. So I think that's what it is. I'm rock star.
You are. You definitely own the part. So here's a fun question for you.
All right, sure.
How often do you get like some downtime, or like, do you ever just want to take a nap? Because I know that the cruise director job is an exciting one. It's an adventurous one, and you're here, there, you're everywhere. You're up on the pool deck. Is there ever, like a chill time for you?
All right. So I always consider myself the mayor of the city. Mm-hmm. All right. I'm in charge of shaking hands and kissing babies, but as the mayor, you do need your time off and you need your time away from the everyday responsibilities. Now, I can't take a full vacation from work, but I take time off of work. And so when guests are, if we're in a protocol like Cozumel or St. Thomas or Jamaica, and all the guests are off the ship, that's my rest time. But on a sea day, I would say I would probably get 2 hours of downtime, and that's between 3 and 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And my team knows that unless the ship is burning, do not call my phone. So, but
Very good.
Yeah. So you have. It's important that you keep yourself true to who you are and having that energy. So you can deliver that product, you do need time away from it. So about 2 hours a day I take to myself. So.
Absolutely, absolutely. So starting, going back to the bottom, we did talk about, what it takes to be a cruise director, but what does it take to just be an entertainment staff or, the fun staff, kind of the guys that, happen behind the scenes and you're back, the people that back you up? Yeah. What does it take to do that?
Number one, personality. They all have to have some type of personality because you're going to be right in front of the guests. So you need to have personality, you have to have communication skills for sure, having a conversation, finding out where guests are from, finding out what guests want on board or what they haven't seen before done, and having that dialogue. You got to be able to have the dialogue with people. But at the end of the day, you have to have an energy to travel. Mm-hmm. All right, you must want to travel. You have to have the ability to believe in guests' experience, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Because guests are paying for a product, they're paying for a vacation that they've saved money for, and you got to go in with that mentality saying, I've got to do my best today because someone's paying for this product.
Absolutely.
So that's what I tell my team, is that no one wants to see your bad day because they're not paying for you.
Right.
You to have a bad day.
Right.
They want to see that fresh smile on your face all the time. And so my job as cruise director is to give my team what they need to do their job so they can better serve our guests.
Absolutely. And building upon that, what kind of formal education? Is there any formal education needed? Mm-hmm. Or is it kind of, you got the stuff?
Right. It just depends on what what job you hold. My Adventure Ocean staff, and this is my staff that takes care of our precious commodity, our children on board. And so they have to have an education in or education or sports physical education. So they're all qualified teachers that have to work in that program. For the dancers, singers, acrobats, gymnasts, they audition for their roles. Mm-hmm. And so that's just not something you can just do. Right. You got to have training for many, many years. And so that's how we pull talent from them. Now your cruise director staff, sports staff, we do want you to be at least 21 years of age, college educated if you are. If not, just having the talent of hosting. You have to have had to have hosted before somewhere on land or on another cruise line and things like that. We just don't take you because you got a great personality. You've got to actually have the skill set, and that doesn't always mean that you need to have an education in that. But most of our team members have hospitality degrees. I have a degree in cross-cultural communications and dance history because that's what I thought I was going to do, was dance for the rest of my life. And as you get older, that kind of fades out. But education does help in the role. Definitely if you have a hospitality degree, but it's not required.
Very good, very good. So here's kind of a fun one, a little bit about your background. We do know that you are from Alabama. You're an Alabama boy, born and raised. What did you do before cruise ships? So
okay, that's a good question. What did I do before cruise ships? All right. So I used to work for a nonprofit organization, and the organization is called Up With People. Many people may recognize that name because Up With People is the ones that's hired to do the Olympics or the Super Bowls when they have masses of people to do a flag ceremony, etc., etc. So I work and travel with them as a student and also too as an employee. I used to be dance captain, show manager, production manager.
Wow.
And the organization is ages between 17 and 25, and we taught you everything production, everything from lighting, sound, stage plot, stage movement, dance choreography. You didn't have to be talented to travel. It was our jobs as professionals to teach you and go out into the communities and make a difference.
Very cool.
Community service in the 2-hour show.
Very cool.
So that's what I used to do, travel.
Very cool. And so what made you one day say, you know what, I want to give this up, I want to go on a cruise ship?
I had a friend, he was actually my roommate, and he said, we should just go to an audition, we should just try it. Because we were working in the corporate office and we were still dancing at night, taking classes and things like that, because there was a lot of jobs in Denver, Colorado, where I was living at the time. And we went to an audition and we actually got hired on the spot.
Very neat.
And we left within 2 weeks after getting our medicals done. And once I set foot on my first contract, I knew.
You knew.
I knew I belonged here.
Right.
So maybe it's the cultures or maybe it's just the entertainment, but I was at the right place at the right time. So.
Right, yeah. That is actually where I'm at right now. So keeping it going, Mr. Rhodes, with the questions, is this your full-time ship, the Allure, or are you sort of like, you know, a fill-in for the main cruise director?
Alright, so I am the full-time permanent cruise director for the Allure of the Seas, which I'm very happy to announce. Now my replacement was the full-time person here, so we kind of know the ship very well. So his name is Mitch Marucci, and so we kind of share the ship. There's always 2 cruise directors per ship to allow us to go on vacation. So our contract length is 4 months on, 2 months off, and then he covers for 2 months while I'm on vacation, and vice versa. When he's on vacation, I'm covering for him. But as far as creative control, etc., I am the one that has the final say because I'm the permanent cruise director.
Very cool. And you know, I'm aware is, you know, you have your assistant Grant. Is he like this assistant cruise director? Is he, what is he to
so
you?
he would be he's activities manager. If I were to get sick, if I were to hurt my arm or break my leg, Grant would step up and run the ship as cruise director. So
Very
he
cool.
is the second in charge of my division, but there's also 10 other people that's in charge of my division. Every manager who manages a segment of the cruise program entertainment division can step up at any point. A cruise director doesn't always have to be on stage to be the cruise director.
Absolutely.
You just have to know how to manage the department in the sense of the back of house, paperwork, budgets, etc. So Grant, who's a natural host, would take over that natural role, but I could have someone else, like my stage and production manager, who's well versed in budgets and managing people on a bigger scale, probably will set up and run the division, where Grant becomes the face of the ship. So
Very cool.
Just depends on the circumstances. But 10 people or 10 managers overall that help me run the overall big picture of the Allure.
Okay, and now expanding on that, is Grant in line, like is he on the path to cruise director?
Absolutely.
So activity host is...
Yes, that's where he wants to be. He wants to be a cruise director, and in time he will get there. I think what we do here is that we promote within, and if you want it, we give you a list, a check sheet of what we want you to cover. And again, being a cruise director is not just being the face of the ship. There's many things that you don't see us do: booking, working with agents, booking your headliners, managing people who were the stars in their hometown, and now they're in a fishbowl where they are a part of a team as opposed to individuals. And so Grant is working towards that. He's working on his check sheet, and will he get there? Absolutely. With my guidance and other people that he's worked for and will work with, he'll get there eventually. So
very cool.
Yeah, but
very cool.
he should be a cruise
It's good to know that there is a move up process, because that's something that has always been kind of blurry for me, is you know, what is that move up process once you get your, you know, your door in? How do you go up? So that's really good insightful information.
We want people to promote. We want people to advance themselves, and so there's training classes you can take. There's management classes, because a lot of things when it comes to being advanced or being a cruise director, people don't understand that you are actually managing, number one, a product for 6,000 plus guests. You're managing the future of your employees, all right, and managing yourself to even get better. So management courses, they're free at Royal Caribbean, which is great, and we help you get to where you want to be at.
Fantastic, fantastic. Well, I do have a fun question for you.
Sure.
What is your favorite thing to do on the ship, or your favorite activity to host? What's something that every week you look forward to doing?
All right, I have 2 of them.
Okay.
All right, and they're staples at Royal Caribbean. They're staples on a lot of other cruise lines, but number one is the Love and Marriage game show. I think for me, you have to be quick with it. You have to be, even though some of your questions may be the same questions every week, but your guests change every week. And so you got to be quick with it. You got to be fun, but it's also to just a comfortable environment for guests to come and chill and play the game, even if they're not on stage. So we have family or couples in the audience, people on their anniversaries who are not selected, but I can see them in the audience playing the game themselves. That's my first favorite. My second one is the Quest game show.
Absolutely.
It is crazy, wild, intense, in your face. It's a scavenger hunt, and it is by far my favorite energy-wise. That's a little bit why I have a sore throat today.
Absolutely.
Or a little hoarse, because we had it a couple of nights ago.
Yep,
So,
last night. We did make it last night, and I will tell you, it was my first time to the Quest. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a fabulous show, very well done, very well hosted, tons of energy and excitement. So thank you for entertaining me last night.
I appreciate it. That's my job.
So next up, again with a favorite. What is your favorite port of call, if it's on this itinerary or not? Just your favorite port across the world.
All right, so I have two. A lot of everything happens in twos for me. One is in the country and one is not in the country. I had the pleasure of going to Bora Bora on a cruise ship.
Wow.
And I love that place. It's tranquil. It's everything you see on TV. Anything you see about Bora Bora is true. I mean, the hut's above the water. The people are so friendly, accommodating. And just stunning views everywhere. And then my second one, honestly, is local. It's Key West, Florida. Key West, Florida is so chill, relaxed. We port there. Not unfortunately the Allure, but I've been able to port there and also vacation there when I'm not on a cruise ship, because I like the chill fact of it. Like, if you can just chill back and relax. No one takes themselves too serious. You know, they're very hospitable because it is a cruise port terminal, and hospitality or tourism is huge for them, and they know how to treat their guests. Yeah,
wow, so very cool, very cool. My favorite island is actually St. Martin. I love St. Martin. It's a beautiful place. I mean, you can really do anything there. They've got zip-lining beaches, you know, water boats, dune buggies, anything. You name it, they've got it. And it's just a beautiful, gorgeous Caribbean island that shows lots of love every time I go.
Now, question for you. Have you been to the French side of St. Martin?
I have. I've been in St. Martin 3 times, I believe. And every single time, just been the most amazing time. We went to the Airplane Beach. We've been to Orient, all over the place.
Oh, good.
So,
and you know your stuff.
It has been, it was an excellent time. So, do you have advice for anyone wanting to get into the cruise industry? What's your best piece of advice you can give them?
Advice for anyone who wants to get into the cruise industry is to, you know, unfortunately, I say unfortunately because back in the day it was word of mouth, and you could use a friend, network, and say, hey, listen, can you help me? Get on the internet. You got to get on the internet. You got to apply, number one, because everyone, when someone gives you a name to contact this person directly, shoreside, they're going to tell you to apply online first. And so, hey, go ahead and upload those resumes, etc., etc. But also, too, doing what you're doing now, when you're on a cruise vacation, ask the employees questions, because that's how you're going to get the true, real taste of what it's going to be like working on a ship at sea. You remind me of just of myself a little bit. Your ambition, you're very ambitious and you're excited, and you want to be here. Is to keep that drive. Don't lose that drive. If this is your dream, you go for it. And so you start sending those emails, you start making those phone calls, and hashtagging it all over the world, so they let people know so they can help you get to where you want to be. But just stay driven. Just stay driven. And again, you are a cruiser, you know, and you know a lot about this industry, and that's what you apply. I mean, that's what you say when you go into your interview. Right. You know, and you're natural at it.
Thank you.
I could totally see you being a cruise director, definitely, in the near future.
Thank you so much for that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Just keep your drive alive. Yeah.
Very good. I have 2 more questions for you, and then we will finish this up. Where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years?
Well, honestly, I still see myself working for this company. Royal Caribbean has been so good to me, and I think we've been good for each other. There's a partnership, of course. I give and they give, and I totally see myself with this company. But do I see myself as a cruise director? No, I don't. I do want to be a hotel director eventually in the near future. So I've actually already started some of my training and working with my hotel director here and manager of hotel operations. There's a lot that comes with that job, and so understanding United States public health. So I'm reading a lot of books on temperatures, etc., etc., just trying to further educate myself on it. Because I love being the host, but as the host, you do have to host a lot. And I've gotten to a point in my career where I don't require the applause anymore. You know, people who love to host or people who are in entertainment, we live for the applause. And I've kind of matured to the level where I need more responsibility on a bigger scale than what I already got. I mean, definitely, this is a huge job.
Absolutely.
But I do see myself as a huge hotel director within the next 5 years.
Very cool. And I think you would make a great one. I really do. You're so personable. You're so proper. That was one of the things that I really commented on. I think the first day, like I think you came on the intercom and I was like, wow, he is so proper. Like I feel like we're best friends and I've not even seen his face yet, you know? So just your voice is such a calming and relaxing. You really are perfect in the industry.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely. And my final question for you, and then I actually have a gift for you.
All right.
What questions do you have for me, if any at all?
All right. Why a cruise director? Why be a cruise director?
Why be a cruise director? Well, I love entertaining people. I love cruise ships. I love the ocean. I love the sea. I just love everything about the idea of, you know, being able to make somebody else's vacation that much better, and the fact that I had something to do with that. Like, I can make or break their vacation speaks volumes to me. You know, the fact that somebody would come on a ship and just by hearing my voice, you know, entertaining them at bingo or welcoming them to their show or telling them to have a great evening and sleep well, and that makes their day, that's all that I want. I would love nothing more than just make other people happy.
Great. One more question. What's your stress relief?
What's my stress relief? My stress relief is probably a hot tub.
Okay, well, we don't have hot tubs. Well, we do.
We do on this ship.
The reason why I asked the question, I said, because you will be tested, and you will be tested by the people you work with, all right, the people who support you and who you work for, and also too, you'll be tested by your guests. And finding some balance on how to relieve stress is going to be very important. So find something that's legal. Yeah. If I can say that. Yeah. And my stress relief for me is reading. Like, I love to read books. Okay. I'm not an electronic reader. I read books. And so find something that's simple that can relieve stress, because you're going to need it, because you're going to be in this position. I know.
Thank you so much. Well, Mr. Jimmy Rhodes, I do have a gift for you. This is a Josh Holcomb official lanyard that we actually sell on my website. I am going to give that to you, sir.
Oh, I appreciate it.
And I do want to thank you so much for joining us today. Guys, this has been our interview with the cruise director, Jimmy Rhodes, here on board the Allure of the Seas. If you do have the chance, I highly suggest you come and sail with him and on board the Allure. You're going to have an amazing time. We'll see you real soon in the cruise vlogs.